Greetings. I hope you and yours are doing well today, wherever you might be listening to this from. And the topic for today, as suggested by one of my friends, was knowing thyself. Now, to know thyself, you have to be able to go through different experiences and different spiritual epiphanies in life. And I believe that most of the concepts of the person that we end up becoming and the realizations that we get about how to guide our life properly mostly comes from your own personal life and spiritual experiences, which tells you, okay, you know what, this is the way how I should do things. And once you go through the school system, the community system, and whatever system that you get put through and you get programmed through, they are only teaching you, okay, you need to have these certain things by a certain deadline, such as a job, house, car, spouse. And oftentimes it puts many individuals in a depressive state, because we live in such a competitive society and different society compared to the time of our parents and grandparents, where we're basically competing in a globalized world. And the internet has indeed made the world a smaller place along with a globalized world. And with the current generation, they have become very lost and hopeless. Now, knowing thyself is the key factor to resolving all these issues. And when you go through these spiritual experiences in life, and you know who you are and what you stand for, and the type of purpose that God has given to you in this world, then you will be in a place in your life where you will be, how do you say it, in a very confident position to deal with all challenges and other things that come your way. Now, you remember the Matrix movie where Neo goes to see the Oracle, and in each movie, every time he goes to see her, she always points at the sign behind him, and in Latin, which says, know thyself. And she never gives him any answer, and she just tells him whatever you need is just inside of you, and you already know what to do. And so you just have to make that decision to do so. And oftentimes I think in life that we are restricted in many ways. We have society, our culture, our faiths, our respective ideologies that we get programmed into. They tell us, okay, you know, this is not right, this is wrong. But in reality, there comes a time where you end up doing that said thing anyway that was in your mind, which you know to be right for you. So the concept of knowing thyself is you do what's right for you. You listen to your heart in whatever challenges that you're going through. Now, humans are social animals, and a lot of us have that desire to fit in with others or find something to belong to feel like a sense of validation. Now, all the answers that you're seeking in your life, the majority are within you. You just have to sit down, meditate, and figure out, okay, the things that are worrying me, what direction should I walk towards, and how should I be able to resolve this? And I mean, you even have religious texts that'll tell you to look within yourself in order to find these answers that you're looking for. Now, you look at the book of Luke in the Holy Bible, it tells you that the kingdom of heaven is within yourself. And you look at the Holy Quran, it tells you the same thing. In chapter 50 of it, that, you know, God is closer to you than your jugular vein, and all the answers that you're looking for are basically inside of you. And the thing is that we often get divided by different agendas, whether it's by race, by religion, or gender. There are entities out there that are interfering with humanity's evolution, and these entities have been here, you know, longer than any of us have ever existed, and they're here. You don't need to look at outer space to find them. They're here walking amongst you. You just need the eyes to see it. And many good-hearted individuals, or many individuals that are of the light, they're often under spiritual attack. Or you know, they say they get anxiety attacks, or they get depressed, or they fall into bad habits. But you know, this is all spiritual warfare that we're living through. And to best survive this spiritual warfare, especially in today's society, by all these different things and entities interfering in humanity's evolution, you need to know thyself. And by knowing thyself, you become a much stronger individual than you can ever imagine. So you teach yourself morality, right from wrong, and how do I make my presence and known in this society, and how do I achieve my desired goals, and how do I make myself happy? Because the things that society tells you about the degree, about the jobs, and the work, sleep, repeat, pay taxes, that's not the purpose of life. We were put here for a reason other than that. And that reason is to us to come together as human beings and to become stronger by knowing what our purpose is, to spread light and love in this world where it's needed badly, and to eliminate these superstitions that divide us, and to understand that the Almighty Creator equally loves all of us, regardless of your race, religion, gender, or whatever you affiliate with. We have to know that this concept of knowing thyself is the ultimate factor in the spiritual war that humanity's involved in. And you're the maker of your own reality. So whether you want to have a positive life experience or a negative, it's all on you, because you have been given the divine free will to do as you choose to. So you can make this a positive or a negative experience, because Almighty God is He lets good loose, He lets evil loose, and that's why people say, okay, why doesn't God do anything about the things that are happening? He's giving you the choice to do something, because we're all a part of that unity consciousness, or that singularity from where we all originate from. So it falls onto you, and it's a collective effort that we need to do. Now, how many times you see this where you have people in this country, in the U.S., they know, they're conscious of the fact that, okay, my tax dollars are being used to obliterate brown kids on the other side of the world, but they're quiet about it, and because it's not affecting them directly or their families in any way. So that makes them complicit too, and the people of this country inherit that karma. So prayers and all that stuff does help, but that you have to open that connection back up, because if your connection and your heart are not pure, then you can pray all day long, and those prayers just won't reach that source that you are wanted to reach to. So you have to know thyself and remove the blockages and the fears from your heart that you feel about other people, what you feel about yourself, and just get rid of all the fear. And that's basically, I think, would be a good step for us to get humanity back in order from the mess that we're in. Now, there was a quote by Omar Khayyam. Omar Khayyam is the Persian poet from, I believe, the 13th century, if I'm not mistaken. And he had a wonderful quote, and he said, "I myself am heaven and hell." And that's the concept of knowing thyself, that you are the maker of your own reality. And you have to choose, okay, where do I carry my life forward from this point on? And what experience or what kind of world will I leave behind for future generations? And many times we complain, okay, things are not going the way that I want to. Then, you get involved and you make the effort to do it yourself. And once you do that, you'll have that frequency and that spiritual vibration that gets sent out. And like-minded people come towards you. And you'll never be faulted in this life. It's like when you're watching movies or you're playing a video game. Now, when the video game character is in a life-threatening situation in the story, at the right time or the right place, an item will appear that helps them defeat the enemy, or there will be like a person that shows up out of nowhere to help them. So in the spiritual war that we're involved in, that humanity's being targeted with, you have individuals out there that know who you are, and they will help you and guide you. So never be in despair, especially for the current generation who I want this to be listened to. Never be in despair about where I'm going and what's going to happen, or what my future holds. You just go with the flow and just live your life and try to be the best that you can be, and just try to honor everybody the best way you can, and try to know yourself, so whoever's trying to conduct any kind of spiritual warfare against you will fail in their efforts, because you know yourself better than anybody, and you won't let your weaknesses be your downfall. And that's what it is. You have to know your strength, you have to know your weaknesses, you have to know, okay, what are the things that I need to work on in this path of self-improvement, and what can I do better next time, which won't allow me to be led astray. And when you're not led astray, then you reach the enlightenment that many groups talk about, because you come to that knowing. You come to that knowing of, okay, I'm here, I've been given this life, and I have to make the best use of it, and I have to make the best decisions as possible to make sure that whatever kind of world that I leave behind, it's not one that's affected by my bad decisions in any way. And I believe the best course you could take is you just look within yourself. You meditate. You go to your local park. Take your shoes off. Ground your feet into Mother Earth every day, because that's who we come from, and that's what we're going back into after this life is over. So ground yourself. Breathe. Do meditations, and come to those realizations that you have been seeking about life, purpose, what the Almighty sent me here to do, what the universe wants from me, those kind of things. And you will get that in your life, and you'll have many friends that show up to help you, and they will show up to help you, because you're giving off that spiritual vibration again, that you're connected back into your own soul, and you're connected back to the frequency of this world. Now, the reason our world is in the shape that it is because many people are disconnected from reality and from the people around them. Now, you can look online, you can look in the media, everybody's just fighting with each other all day long. They're not promoting human unity. And these agents of chaos are, backed by the same entities that have declared war on humanity. And, we are in this struggle between light and dark. And they envy what you have, which is your human heart and your human soul. Because many of these things walking around out here, and some of them, do look like human beings, they envy the things that you have, but they cannot have. Now, if you look at the occult symbolism of the Kingdom Hearts games, they talk about these beings as nobodies, and they have declared war against humanity and the people that have hearts, because they're envious of what you have, and they want that from you. And that's why you have people in these entertainment industries, or not people, I would say, entities that control these industries. And many of these artists, in order to get rich and famous, there's that concept of giving up your soul. So you're basically giving them what they desired from you, and in return you lose your own self, and you're just given the fame and the luxury for this lifetime. And at the end, what does that really do for you? Because you pay a spiritual price at the end. Because our spiritual creator and our companions from the universe sent us here not to sell out. They sent us here to make this world a better place, to bring heaven on earth, and to resolve the differences that make us divided amongst one another. Because we're one human race. And many people like to play that crayon game. Okay, I'm this color, I'm that color. But if you really look at the legalese of it, these colors are just basically classify you by the law system. It doesn't mean anything. If you look at the census, this just classifies you into a certain group. So you don't want to fall into that trap of us versus them, because as soon as you think that you're different from others, then you already lost that part of that spiritual battle which you have been put into. And yes, there have been instances where different groups inflicted harm amongst one another, and you have the concepts of these different like isms like racism. So you have to be able to work through those through education and awareness. And when you're in a concept of knowing thyself, then none of these things, or these different how do you say it, these different scenarios could harm you in any way. Because we think, okay, I go out here into the world, my energy is being felt by everyone and everything around me, then I get anxiety, or I don't like to be around different crowds or groups. Then you hone that, you hone yourself, you hone your skills, you hone your spiritual growth, and you realize that, okay, what do I need to do? How do I make this better? Do I meditate? Do I go see a professional to help me with this? But it's like all these religious texts that teach you, including the different symbolism from all those movies, that the power that you have as human beings, it's all within you, and you are very powerful individuals. You have the power to make great things happen. And I would tell you that it's time to know thyself. It's time to look past all these illusions that divide us. It's time to let go of the hurt and the ego and the longing that we look for from other individuals. You have to not expect anything from anybody, because all the answers you're looking for in your life are within your own self. Now, many people, they join clubs, they join different groups, because they're lacking something, that belief that they will teach them that they don't know at that point in their life when they're doing those things. Or I have seen males and females who are attracted to certain mates because they see a resemblance of like their parents in them, or something like if a male was abused by his mother at a young age, then he would get attracted to a female who gives him comfort, and then vice versa for the females. So we've grown in this society where everybody's just spiritually broken, right? And we're just longing for that satisfaction in our hearts, where we're trying to get that from a spouse, from joining different things and trying to get involved. But I would say to do all that at no cost at all, or to your sanity, to your finances, or to anything else. All you need to do is just look within yourself, and you'll find what you're looking for, and you'll realize, okay, what my purpose is, what do I need to do, what makes me happy, what doesn't make me happy, what talents I have that can make others happy or contribute to their growth. And when you focus on that know thyself concept, then you become a very powerful individual. And that's what the spiritual war is about, because these entities out here that have conducted war against humanity don't want you to come to that realization. And that's how you have to progress yourself in order to achieve enlightenment, you could say so. And Neo was always told by the Oracle that this is what you have to do. You read the book of Luke, you read Holy Quran, chapter 50, and all these things will tell you that everything is within your own self. And yes, there is a creator, and there is a force of divine, but I believe, evil, the power of evil is here too, to tempt you. And they go off of seduction and temptation to lead you astray from that path that you have chosen to walk. So good is often harder to achieve because they want you to figure everything out on your own. So the creator, the divine divine beings out here, the how would you say it? So the benevolent beings, that's the correct term. So the benevolent beings, they want you to do this work on your own, while the malevolent beings, the evil ones, will try to tempt you in many different ways in order for you to lead you astray from the path that you were sent here at this time. And we're lucky we're in this time where so much change is happening in the world, and we have been given the opportunity to come and experience life in this lifetime on earth. And I believe that we all should do the concepts of knowing thyself and come together as human beings. And you can start at the grassroots level within your own community. If you have a talent or something, just put yourself out there and you'll meet like-minded folks that gravitate towards you, and then you guys can do your own thing together as a community. You form a small little group of your own. If you have any how would you say, if you have any skills to contribute besides talent to help somebody else, then you put yourself out there, and whoever's attracted to you will gravitate towards you. And you just know this, that no matter how strong evil is, or no matter how much despair you think you're in, the good is always destined to win in the end. Now, you look at the end of the Matrix trilogy, where at the end, where everything gets wiped out and Agent Smith absorbs Neo, the Oracle, he absorbs everybody. And what happens is that goodness that was within Neo, where he implied and he united light and dark by infusing Smith with him, and that singularity with that main machine mainframe he was hooked up to, he was able to reload the Matrix and defeat him. So even when all hope seems lost, there's always something, that divine spark of light, that will change things around in an instant. So never lose hope, thinking that, okay, I feel like I'm a targeted individual, there's people out here that are after me, they're stalking me. So you don't let those things bother you, because you're somebody special that the Almighty Creator has sent here in this current time frame to contribute your light, your talents, your love to your fellow man. And you need to be confident enough to look within your own self and realize that, okay, I have been given this task, and I will do what I can to make this world a better place and to improve my own life and the life of my family. And once you do that, then many things start opening up for you, and many things from your past start to resurface. But you have to remain steadfast, and you have to remain focused on this path that you are choosing to walk, for those who are making this effort to do so. And I would say that this knowing thyself, and you being able to figure out, okay, where am I intended to go from this point on? You focus on your strengths, your weaknesses, the things that make you stronger and are meant for you. They will find your way, and they will find it to you. Now, I hope the things that I'm saying are making sense to you, but I'm trying the best of my ability, off script and from the heart, to explain what this concept of knowing thyself means. And I hope it has contributed to your learning in some way. And I would tell you that just be the best version that you can be, and you have to look within your own self. Don't expect any answers or from anybody else, because there are many people out here that are meant to be placed in the positions that they are to misguide you. So just have that faith within your own self, with your own Creator, within your own heart, and know that, okay, this life that has been given to me, I will live it to the best of my ability, and I will live each day like it's my last, and I will not do anybody wrong. So when that time of accountability comes, I can face the Creator with a clean heart, knowing that I did not chase my life away over trying to get money, trying to please people, trying to do different things, where the whole time I should have just been focused on myself and building my own destiny in this lifetime. And I believe that's what it really comes down to. So without making this too long, I hope this helped you in some way, and I thank you again for liking, sharing, and watching this. So God bless you and yours, and I hope your spiritual journey becomes easier as time goes on. Thank you again.